Yeah, greeting to the Ethiopian people at home and abroad. Greeting to the Rastafarian people at home and abroad. Greeting to the membership of the Church of Christ that's the first and the Imperial Ethiopian Revolution Incorporated. This Facebook is to discuss how we can go about helping Ethiopia in its economic liberation. We believe that the Ethiopian government, present government now, present Prime Minister, will have to understand that irrespective that the 20th of September 2017 we established a mass movement, objective, liberation, restoration of His Majesty dynasty, restoration of constitutional monarchy. And in that agitation we make statement that one could say it was anti-Ethiopia government. But tonight the change that come about and the parliamentary speech of the present Prime Minister, it let we, from the membership of the mass movement, executive body, think again how we can contribute meaningful to Ethiopia liberation economically, and at the same time think about constitutional monarchy. We believe that we put emphasis on it. From 74, Ethiopia is cut off from the third world country, like the CARICOM and South America, because of the scientific philosophy of Marx, Lenin and Stalin. 91 we have seen a change in Russia, so we believe that change will influence the Ethiopian people. We have seen we have demonstrated in Ethiopia and where the Chinese established sweatshop in Ethiopia, and it's not in the interest of the Ethiopian people. So we believe that we will ask the Prime Minister to think again. Ask we how can we help that Ethiopian economic liberation, because we have the personnel in the CARICOM country and we have personnel in South America as Rastafarian people, economics people who go into university understand the problem of economics. We can do something meaningful. The coffee industry, the sugar industry, the clothing industry, and the cassava industry, we can find market for it here in Ethiopia. So what we're saying is that the present Prime Minister could try and have a dialogue with us, meet us somewhere, and discuss with us real what can we do in that interest. Because in some time we have to negotiate and fight. It's Imperial Majesty state that to us. We have to negotiate and fight, and although we may disagree with certain political program of Ethiopia, we have to agree that priority one is economic liberation for the Ethiopian. We cannot claim Ethiopian nationality without doing something meaningful to Ethiopia. So what we're saying, we're asking the present Prime Minister to let his ambassador in New York, Washington DC, meet with us and look on the real side of us, not the side that we say we are fight Ethiopia. The side that we say we're going to do something real for economic liberation of Ethiopia. When we study the whole thing politically, I think not from English to on his Marxist, then the Stalinist policy and program, then the third world people would hug up Ethiopia. But everybody is afraid of Marx, afraid of Stalinism, and through that it was being isolated from grassroots politics, grassroots economic plan. But now that we have different changes and we read what the Prime Minister said, we are prepared for not retreat or step back, but we prepare for work in the interest of Ethiopian glory. Because by doing that, the Prime Minister will see where it is programmed the right way for work with constitutional monarchy. Because right now, Queen Elizabeth in England, in the Commonwealth nation, she went step down from her son Charles, which shows say is a constitutional monarchy. Would like it to work that way, but although toast is fair to one, we believe that if we don't work with the government of Ethiopia on an economic program, they're not going to trust us. Sure. And we believe that it can give us the go-ahead to create the mechanism that we can involve in the third world politics, the CARICOM politics, and the South American politics. Because the sugar industry, the coffee industry, the clothing industry, is very important to Ethiopia. And I'm asking that the Prime Minister look at us again, not as enemy of Ethiopia because we oppose the former Prime Minister, Haile and in program. But look at us now that we speak of a change. The Prime Minister speak of a change, a historical change. We want to be a part of that history. So I would ask that the President, Ambassador, if he listen to this Facebook, could contact him government and ask him government to give him the right to have some meaningful, serious discussion with us, how we can go about contribute to the economic liberation of Ethiopia, leading to the question of constitutional monarchy, leading to the question of the constitutional monarchy and restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I. But we have to find what is our priorities now. It will need help. You have thousands of students unemployed. We have seen that, and we have seen where the Chinese and other foreign government is trying to infiltrate Ethiopia. We busy as Ethiopians who born in the West and live in the West and understand the West politics. We should give them a job by the present government to do something real and demonstrate our love for Ethiopia and where we are going. So I'm not going to continue to repeat myself more than one time. But what I'm saying is that I'm asking the government, please, to look at us again. Not as enemy of Ethiopia, because we demonstrate against the former regime. We have thousands of membership. We can call demonstration right now in England, right now in America, United Nations, right now in Jamaica. We can do that. But it's not the intention anymore. The intention is to find a way that we can get that trust from the present Prime Minister, that we can make a move by now and August on the question of economic liberation, what we can do real in that interest. So I bring it back to the Honorable Christopher Graham.
Blessed be
God, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Yes, greeting again in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Greetings to all the people who is watching this Facebook. Well, as I them know, say, we are speaking from the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. Right now, we are in New York at 470 Gates Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And the number again is 718-638-9013 for all who want to become a part of this mass movement, liberation, restoration. Now, when we say liberation and restoration, our emphasis right now, as Jabuna just explained, is economic liberation. Now, why we put emphasis on that? Because it's important that one know that when Emperor Haile Selassie I came to Jamaica in 1996, he established a program in Jamaica, and it did not work. Why it did not work? Because from 74, as Jabuna said, because he come 66, you know. So from 66 to 76, that would be 10 years. It was not even 10 years. So it's what happened. 74 Mengish to coming at the whole thing and bringing the dirt and mash up the whole of the plan. Because Emperor Haile Selassie I, 1966, toured the Caribbean. And we know as a people, we're supposed to make that connection in terms of economics and other things. It never happened. And from that time until now, it still did not happen. So we are saying that we have the opportunity to open doors now. And we are saying to the Prime Minister and his cabinet that we welcome the changes that he speaks of in his opening statement in Ethiopia, in the Parliament. So we are saying that now we would like to be the people who come at the forefront to open this dialogue, but not only a dialogue, also to open this opportunity for us to trade.
Sure.
We're talking about trade now, economics, because Africa in general and Ethiopia in particular did not have an economic program between the Caribbean, and we're the same people. How come we don't have the same program? Because of trivial things and because of politics, because most of the countries in Africa are a socialist country and they're not liberated in their mind. So we are saying now we have a program. We have in our country certain resources certain produce. Likewise, Ethiopia, we can buy from you and you can buy from us. Because as Jabuna just said, we control the Caribbean and we control South America, the whole third world in the West. You have the opportunity now through Rasta organizations, you can start trading with us. So let's open that dialogue in terms of trade and our development, in also education too. Because remember now that we in the West and we have institutions built in the West for years now, we as Rasta, because we have been organizing for a long time, we have to demonstrate that in terms of our demonstration in England, New York and in Jamaica. But what we are saying right now, we are not putting any emphasis on that anymore. That is past, that's history. We stop that now. The new page and the new leaf now that we open right now is economic liberation. Don't fear the word liberation, because we always say liberation in that way. We want you to know, say, all the barriers and all the things them that used to prevent us from trade, remove them, we remove them. So open a dialogue with us in terms of trade and in terms of our economics, so we can start to send things to you by trade and you can sell things to us. We must do that because we need that economic strength. You have so much unemployment in Ethiopia.
We can't find market.
We can't find market. You have a lot of unemployment. These people need work. They need money. Utilize the people in these areas of trade and development and in agriculture. Don't erase that, because Emperor Haile Selassie I used agriculture, scientific agriculture, to modernize Ethiopia. It was the basis of the economy, and he could have surplus to feed other people. Remember that. So we are telling you that put the emphasis on economics, and we would like to meet with you on that basis. I say that to you now because in the future we would like to meet with you on that accord in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, because we can't take liberation, restoration of the government of Emperor Haile Selassie I outside. We can't take it outside because that is our priority. But we are saying no, economics is the real thing, because we have to be real. Everything that we do, economics costs money. And Emperor Haile Selassie, money is like the blood run through your vein. In the Western world, capitalism, everyone's a capitalist. We need money. We need it. You need it. Your country need it. We need it. So let us come together in that aspect at this point in time, for our future and for the children and all the people in Ethiopia. All the people, but see all them young people they have, because you have millions of young people in Ethiopia right now who want jobs. And they want food to eat. They want to eat. All of us have to eat. Food is the staff of life. So let's just focus on that now for the time being. And we can go from that point forward. So we are looking forward to our meeting with you at some point in time. Let us organize that. And I say that in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, liberty in our nation. Emperor Haile Selassie I, liberty. His Majesty, blessed be
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. One God. Greetings again in the name of His Imperial Majesty, because we're always in the name of His Imperial Majesty. We are the sons and daughters of His Imperial Majesty at the Church of Haile Selassie I. And we will always be calling for the restoration of the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I. But now we are talking about Ethiopia. Ethiopia has always valued their freedom and their independence as a country. Right now, what is going on in independence in Ethiopia from an economic perspective is multinational companies and large countries, first world countries like China, United States, are coming in and exploiting the resources of Ethiopia to build their nations and to build their greatness. Now it's time for us to look in a new direction. Look in a direction like the 44 African nations who got together to trade amongst one another. So we are saying now, trade amongst the Caribbean people and South American people. That is a market that has not been tapped by Ethiopia up to this point. And we are willing to participate in that, to assist in driving that forward. We're not forgetting about the restoration of the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I. We're not forgetting about the atrocities that occurred in 1974. We still call for the arrest of Mengistu, that he should be extradited from Zimbabwe. His friend Mugabe is not there to protect him anymore. He should be extradited and brought up on trial for war crimes and crimes against his own people and being a traitor to his own people. So we want to move forward as Ethiopian people abroad, and we are reaching out to the Ethiopians at home and those also abroad that we need to start an economic program that is going to be for the benefit of all. It is a win-win situation. So with that, we call again for the liberation in our nation. Lion, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie.
Yes, what we're saying is that we'd like to understand this clearly, that the question of 2017 agitation against Ethiopia was necessary. It was necessary. But what we're saying is that we believe that you should give us the opportunity to demonstrate our capability in finding a market for Ethiopia produce, which we can. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. Tourism, clothing, sugar, coffee, cassava. The third world country, the CARICOM, can spend X amount of money yearly with Ethiopia. But you have to trust us. You have to understand that why we oppose you 2017 back of the atrocity of both former government and Ethiopian people, the Amara people and the Amara people. But we have a new prime minister now. You said a while ago, we have a new prime minister. Why should I say we have a new prime minister? Because we are Ethiopian. Sure. We accept his leadership. Sure. And we accept what him saying in his statement. So that is a part of history. I said before, we know of a new prime minister. And I can say this, the Rastafarian people in Jamaica and worldwide have a new prime minister. We accept his leadership. But it means so, it's a partnership. It's a partnership. For years, we have the ability to do things economically. We were more developed before 74 revolution. And Haile Selassie rule, it was more developed. So, no question about it. But tonight, we still need help and we need help. So what we are doing, we are not putting down restoration of Haile Selassie dynasty or restoration of constitutional monarchy. No. What we are saying is work together as a partner. And I believe the present ambassador who is at Washington DC can be the middleman until you can meet us face to face and discuss with fears, because people politically is always afraid of what they doesn't understand. But down the road you have to trust somebody. Sure. You can't trust China over us. You can't trust Germany over us. We are Ethiopian, and it's your responsibility to give us the opportunity to do something meaningful and let God and history watch the whole things. So with that, I'd give it back to one of my brethren.
Yes, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. I greet you from the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I in North America, Brooklyn. My name is Brother Jason Wells, my brother Mariah. And we, as Ethiopian in the West, looking at the visits that His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I made when he came to visit the Caribbean on his tour, you know, and the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie was under IUWF is the Ethiopians in the West when His Majesty visit to unite his people and Ethiopia back and bring that economical liberation and his government to extend to the West. And the IWF is that organization that was established by the emperor and his family for liberation and restoration of Ethiopia. And we are here calling on Abiy Ahmed, the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister of Ethiopia. We are Ethiopians, and we are here to offer our help to Ethiopia and your help to us as Ethiopians in the West, that we can help each other and fight for the liberation, economic liberation and the restoration of Emperor Haile Selassie I. We calling on you, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, that when I am ignorant to it too and you are ignorant to it, that His Majesty government was overthrown 74, that if it wasn't for the Church of Emperor Selassie I and the IWF, I wouldn't know nothing about His Majesty through history. So that with that, the Church of Emperor Selassie I and the IWF is calling on you to stretch out your hand to help us to fight for the liberation, the economical liberation of Ethiopia, as our Prime Minister, as Ethiopians, So contact the church, work with the IWF, and King Haile Selassie give us the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation to do these things, liberation and restoration, leading to repatriation.
Good job.
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings to the item in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. My name is Brother Amaziah from the Church of Haile Selassie I here in New York, Brooklyn. I'm not going to make my statement long because a lot of the basis of the discussion was already said. So I'm going to say congratulations again to Abiy Ahmed, our Prime Minister in Ethiopia, who has taken on this great responsibility to bring about that change in Ethiopia so desperately needed, considering the last administration and the atrocities that they upheld. And this is the opportunity now for the statements that you made in your acceptance speech, for you to work and make them manifest and come true. Because you talked about bringing back the past glory of Ethiopia. And one thing about Ethiopia's past glory is that Ethiopia was the head of all African nations. You understand? Because the establishment of the OAU with Haile Selassie I as the head was in Ethiopia. And His Majesty made it a point of his business to travel the world in the Caribbean and other places, America, where the dispersed African Ethiopians were, to show them, say that he, as Emperor of Ethiopia, was still their king as well.
That's true.
That's why we say Abiy Ahmed as our Prime Minister, because we want to keep that connection between I and I as Ethiopians abroad with the Ethiopians at home. So right now is a good platform and is a good opportunity to make things happen. And part of that happening is through that economic liberation, where we could start to do economic trade between the Caribbean and Ethiopia and South America. So I just hope that, dialogue could open up now, because Ethiopia feed the world and the Caribbean feed the world. So now it's time to come together so that we could be leaders and in the forefront. You understand? Not as third world nations, you understand? Although we are developing nations, but as first world visionaries, you understand? To bring about that unification. So I'm going to leave my message at that. All Ethiopians who hear it, join the struggle and join the mass movement to make things happen and put the pressure, and let us put our heads together to see how we can make Ethiopia come to that great past glory. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I live it.
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty. Yes, greetings in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God, mighty Trinity, His Majesty. And greetings to one and all. My name is Brother Abdia from the Church and North American Branch. And like what Brother Amaziah said a while ago, everything the man said earlier, understand, was basically the foundation of what I'm about to say as well. And we need to understand what Brother L.Y. said earlier too. Economic liberation. The liberation is that force that we're going to move with. But it's not going to be a force of violence. That's why the economic, which is what, understand, gives a different meaning, is the approach the Abuna speaks of. Because the emperor helped America when they was in time, when they was low on food, seeds. A first world country, brethren and sistren, put their hands out. Ethiopia stretched forth her hands out. The emperor did that. So we have Rastafarians, whether one is a Jamaican, Guyanese, Trinidadian, Haitian, whatever, is asking our prime minister, like the Buna said, and we have to feel good in ourselves to say our, because before him, they were enemies. Haile Mariam Desalegn, enemies. But now, 2018, we could say, understand, with a sense of peace in our mind, that our prime minister is going to bring Ethiopia back to its what? Past greatness. His Majesty. Understand? So we have to understand that everybody who support the mass movement need to contact Ethiopia and say support the Rastafarian people, especially the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian what? World Federation. Support it. Because trades will bring jobs to Jamaica. Trades will bring jobs to Guyana, Haiti, all of that. Yes, we trying to make money. And like the brother said, and Ethiopia as well. So don't look at no past thing that we said. We were saying that because we speak true. We don't want to see atrocities happening to our own people. Now we want to see a glory bringing back to Ethiopia. So with that, message not going to be no long message, but support the Abuna, Emmanuel Fox, support Abba LOI, support all of us here, support the church, the IWF, support the mass movement. And when I say support, I don't mean like only. Comment, brethren and sistren, and give your supportive mind to it, your saying to it, because your word count. And the word is what? God. So with that, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty.
Yes, greetings in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. Yes, my name is Brother Joseph, Novice Levite from Biblical Christian Haile Selassie I, North America branch, Brooklyn, New York. And what I would like to say is, I would like to extend a greetings to everyone, but a special greetings to our Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, because within your speech, you said, you're going to bring Ethiopia back to its past glory. And as a young Ethiopian, only 27 years old, when I look at Ethiopia within my lifetime, you know, and the government that was running within Ethiopia within my lifetime, it was kind of horrible, the things that was done. So when you said past glory, you know, as a student of Emperor Haile Selassie I, because His Majesty was the Minister of Education, it showed me said that I have to go back and look at history. So when you said past glory now, it shows me that I have to look before when I was born. And I was born in 1990. And when I go back to the government before 74, we see that Ethiopia was prosperous, because within Ethiopia, it was under the government of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And economic liberation was first priority within Ethiopia. So when you say the past glory, as a young Ethiopian, at first I did not know what you were speaking of, but through history and through Emperor Haile Selassie I, I now know exactly what you are talking about. So I would like to extend this special greetings and, you know, ask you to come in contact with us, you know, and come in contact with the Abuna, you know, because once again, what's going on in Ethiopia is tragic, because Ethiopia is being exploited by the bigger nations such as China, America, England, and so on. You understand? And that is not economic liberation. You understand? In no way, shape, or form. You understand? And we remember that His Majesty visited the Caribbean nations, the CARICOM. You understand? So, like the man previously stated, we have resources and we have materials in which we can have a dialogue and we can talk, you understand, and we can extend an arm to each other, you understand, and bring that form of glory back to Ethiopia and back to the Caribbean countries too, because His Majesty spoke about that, economic liberation. So I'm not going to make it long. With that, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. We're calling all the brethren and sisters, all from Ethiopia, everybody that's home, everybody that's in the West, to support the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. Support what the cause is, what the Abuna, Emmanuel Fox is saying, what Abad Eloi is saying, Abad Abdia is saying. Support the cause of economic liberation, because economic liberation is necessary for Ethiopia's development. Haile Selassie I said, modern Ethiopianism. What is modern Ethiopianism? It's economic liberation, economic development. He built the first planes. He modernized the railroad system that Emperor Menelik II did. He sent people abroad to schools, and he built schools. He built hospitals. Also, he turned his palace into a college, a university. That's a part of economic liberation. So trade, export, and import is necessary when it comes down to economic liberation with the islands and Ethiopia and South America. We have a resource, we have a plan, we have a mechanism. All we need is unity. Unity within diversity. No matter what religion anyone is, it matters about what humanity, what His Majesty always speak about. Liberty in the nation. So with that, support the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. Support Babeta Christian Haile Selassie I, the Church of Haile Selassie I. And support the Abuna and the Abbats and the rest of the mandem that is fighting for the liberation economically of Ethiopia and the restoration of the dynasty and the monarchy of Haile Selassie I in Ethiopia. So with that, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yeah, His Majesty. The IMF My name is Pediel. When you talk about Ethiopian liberation, the IMF,
International Monetary Fund,
yes,
and World Bank.
yes, the World Bank, they put a program together where they loan money and you become slave to them. The liberation, economic liberation is getting from under the arms of the IMF and the World Bank. His Majesty used agriculture to grow his economic base. My brethren, the Abuna and the Abbots, mentioned it that we can come together and build something, an economic base through agriculture.
Sure.
You understand? Don't do no dealing with the IMF and the World Bank because they're going to enslave you. With that, as Pediel, a priest of the Church of Haile Selassie I, we give thanks for this moment. So His Majesty, blessed be.
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, the living God.